I've got a take for you guys that I really don't think is that hot. Georgia's offense is going to be better this year than it was last year, and they're going to be one of the 5 best offenses in the country. Last year, all the focus was on the defense, right? But people seem to forget that they were putting up almost 40 a game. I think it's going to be more than that this year. I think they could put up 40 to 45 a game. I think that they can have a really electric offense. I think that they have the talent to do that, and I think that Stetson Bennett, that guy right there, pictured in DAWGSTRUCTION, be checking that out down below. I think Stetson Bennett can do it. I think he can lead this offense. I think that we've seen enough to be able to put some trust in Stetson Bennett to sling it around to these guys, and you've got great running backs. Ryan Kelly of Dog Post here. Is the Georgia 2022 offense going to be better than their 2021 offense? Like I said, the focus was on the defense. It was a historic defense. It was one of probably the 10 best defenses in college football ever. The NFL draft solidified that, and I think it's one of the 3 best defenses in college football ever if you take out the Alabama SEC championship game where they allowed 41 and just totally floundered. Take that game out, and it's one of the 2 or 3 best ever. Historic defense, 5 guys in the first round, 15 players total. This team is going to have to reload if they want to do it again on defense. I don't think they're going to be quite as good on defense, but they're not going to be a slouch. Now, the offense can be really special. I think that should excite Georgia fans, and I think that should scare SEC opponents because the talent on Georgia's offense is quite ridiculous, and they essentially swapped Jermaine Burton for Gilbert, and that's a swap I'm taking if I'm Georgia. Would you rather have Jermaine Burton or would you rather have Arik Gilbert? Who would you rather have? And I know we keep arguing about how to say his name. I don't know. I really don't know. It's Eric or Arik or Arik. I'm not sure. Whatever his name is, I think he's going to be really good, and I think you saw that glimpse on G-Day. And you know, we had last year's G-Day. What was Georgia's offense gonna be like? And Adonai Mitchell, Adonai Mitchell had a great game. He had around 100 yards, I think 6 or 7 catches, and that was a glimpse into the future that he was gonna be a star. Well, guess what? I think that we saw a little bit of that with Gilbert. I think that you saw 2 touchdowns. You saw that he's not an easy guy to bring down. He's still losing a little bit of that weight that he gained. He's gonna be quicker. He's gonna be smoother. And he's strong. You watch, if you stand near Gilbert and you stand near these other tight ends, they are not normal human beings. That's kind of, I think I used that to describe Jordan Davis and Trayvon Walker, and it's becoming a big trend for these Georgia Bulldogs. There just aren't a lot of human beings like these guys. There aren't a lot of Amarius Mimses. There aren't a lot of Darnell Washingtons. There aren't a lot of Gilberts. And Georgia's got a lot of that, if that makes sense. Georgia's got a lot of those types of guys. And so if you're Georgia, you have the special thing about the offense for Georgia this year is going to be how diverse that they can score and get the ball down the field. People complain about, why don't we put up 40 points? Why don't we put up 400 yards passing a game? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? Every game is different for Georgia, and that's the way Kirby Smart approaches it. Is kind of what I've learned over the last few years. Is no Georgia game is the same. No offensive performance is really the same from the last because they just play based on matchup. There's not really a play style for Georgia. I think you've seen Stetson Bennett go out there and sling the football for 5 touchdowns and a half, and you've seen him go out there and pass the ball like 10 times. It could be any in between. There isn't in between. I don't know why I said there's no in between. There isn't in between. Georgia just plays offense in different ways. Now, are they going to be one of the best next year? Yeah. And they're going to be competing with the Oklahomas of the world, which I do not think is going to be the same. You lost Lincoln Riley, and I don't know if Dylan Gabriel is going to be as good as the last few guys they've had. We'll see. I know he's a great player. But Ohio State and Alabama are going to be really great offenses. I think Tennessee's going to put up a lot of points. Pitt has some potential. So, I mean, Cincinnati had one of the best offenses, but they lost Desmond Ridder. They lost their quarterback. So, I don't know that they're going to be quite as good. UCLA, Georgia's going to be one of the best offenses in college football next season, and I think they really could put up 45 a game. I think it's in their possible range. I don't think that's that insane. I mean, Ohio State last year put up 45.7 a game. Georgia put up 38.6. Georgia was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They were a top 10 offense. They were the 9th best scoring offense, or scoring team. I guess some of that's defense, but you get the point. Georgia's going to score a couple defensive touchdowns again. We saw that happen a few times. We saw Nakobe Dean do it. We saw Chris Smith do it. We saw Keely Ringo do it. And I think this Georgia offense should be intimidating to some of these other teams, because I think they're going to be better than they were in 2021, and people forget how good their offense really was. Check the link down below for DAWGSTRUCTION, and make sure you're going to the site, dogpost.com, for all your insider coverage.